Hello, my name is Mahmoud Hassan Chaudhary. My topic is emerging use of biotechnology in leather industry, future implication. Leather industry faces immense regulatory pressure while new players are leveraging breakthroughs in biotechnology. The leather industry is among the most polluting in the world. Without even counting for ethical for the ethical risks around the climate, animal cruelty. Climate change poses a tangible risk through the combination of regularity and reputation challenges. These blog sports set out the compare and contrast the approaches taken by two very different institutions. Tandy Leather Factory, one is Tandy Leather Factory and another is Modern Medium. The pollution of the leather industry is caused by two factors. One, the need to raise livestock, and another is process of leather manufacturing itself. The first, rising livestock, has been deemed as most important factor in fueling climate change. It has been estimated that the animal agriculture is responsible for 18% of greenhouse gases, which is combined of all exhaust from all transportation. Livestock consume 80 to 90% of water in the United States and occupies 40 to 45% in of the Earth's total land, leading the charge in the desertification, which total around one third of the planet today. As for actual process leather, it utilizes the wide array of the dangerous chemicals that produce the wastewater, and disposing the byproducts of the tanning process is pretty much completely unregulated, and leaving the wastewater to responsibility up to each individual company to do it in a safe, responsible way. In the US, this falls under EPS scope of action, and the regulation is light at best. Most of worryingly, the most leather comes from developing countries like Bangladesh, India, who have zero regulation in this matter, or if they do, they have little to do in no enforcement capacity. The companies themselves have little incentives to do so. The sum of chemicals generated included trivalent chromium formaldehyde and glutaraldehyde and dumping mostly untreated water in the nearest waterway, which is directly toxic to aquatic life and poses several risks to humans, including respiratory problems, infection, infertility, and birth defects. TLF Tende Leather Factory is one of very few, not to say only one, public traded leather companies. The majority of TLF is come from distributing leather from manufacturers of leather designer. They also operated 108 retail store and a small number of their own tanneries. As today, most of the pressure to reduce its environmental footprint has come from legal distribute of employees or local communities. Most leather companies in the United States are move forward, recycling chromium and investing in wastewater treatment. This approach can only minimally decrease the overall pollution and generated in the process. As regulation tightens around wastewater treatment, the cost to treat raw hides will increase. This will reduce margin for all intermediaries and potentially begin to curb the demand for leather. Even when we reach the point of regularity stress on the tanning side, the industry will face increasing pressure to address and reduce the waste generated in rising livestock. It is safe to assume that this pressure will lead to increasing regulation and thus costs aimed at reducing the sheer number of livestock raised for human consumption. Modern medium, ModMed, is biotechnology startup that beating on regulation, fueled by climate change to limit the use of livestock to increase current costs to manufacture leather. ModMed's innovating technology allows them to biofabricate real leather in the lab without need rice for livestock and without generating any wastewater. Their technology allows them to source cells through a simple biospy, grow these cells, generate seeds and the seeds of cells and layer these seeds, combine the layer, tan the layers and eventually apply the finishing touches. This radical breakthrough uses no livestock and generates no wastewater. It also three additional benefits. One, it is cruelty free. Two, it is not regulated by FDA, and third is should pass through EPS regulation easily. Modbit is raised over $50 million in venture funding developing the technology and has made remarkable achievement in advance of their launch to market, which is still more than a year away. The leather industry is compromised many small players, most of them in developing countries. Life and poses several risks to humans, including respiratory problems, infection, infertility, and birth defects. TLF, which is Stanley Leather Factory, is one of very few, not to say only one, publicly traded leather company. The majority of TLF comes from distributing leather from manufacturer to leather designers. They also operated 108 retail stores and a small number of their own terraces. As today most of pressure to reduce its environmental footprint has come from legal disputes from local companies or local uh, communities. Most of leather companies in US are moving towards the recycling chromium and investing in wastewater recycle treatment. This approach can only minimum the decrease the overall pollution generated in the process. As the regulation is tightened around the wastewater treatment, the cost of treat raw hides will increase. This will reduce margin on intermediates and potentially begin to curb the demand of for leather. Even when we reach the point of regulatory stress on the tanning side, the industry will face increasing pressure to address and reduce wastewater generated in raising livestock. It is safe to assume that this pressure will lead to increasing regulation and thus cost. Aimed reducing sheer number of livestock is raised for human consumption. The modern medium is biotechnology startup is beating on regulation and fueled by climate change to limit of use of livestock and increase current costs to manufacture leather. Moderates innovating technology allows to them to biofabricate real leather in a lab without need to raise livestock or without generating any wastewater. Their technology allows them to source to cell through a simple biospy, grows those cells, generate seeds of cell, combine the layers of these seeds into layer, then tan the layers and eventually apply the finishing touches. This radical breakthrough uses no livestock generated, no wastewater. It also three additional benefits. One is cruelty free. Two, it is not regulated by FDA, and number third is should pass the EPS regulations easily. Modmate has raised over 50 million US dollar in venture funding that develop technology and has made remarkable achievement in advance of their launch to market, which is still more than a year away. The leather industry is comprised of small players and most of them developing countries. This structure may allow climate change and market dynamics to completely blindside them and drive them out of the business. Approaches like Modmates have a strong vision that anticipates the changes are what are coming. So this is my topic. Thank you. Thank you all.